They have a full agreement with PSG for the transfer of the midfielder. The deal is worth €60 million. We've been talking about this, haven't we? Manchester United always after a midfielder. It looks like they have finally got their man, Manuel Ugarte, to Manchester United. Probably means that Scott McTominay, been linked with Napoli, is on his way out.
It's interesting that you touched on that last game, the defeat at Newcastle, of course, Michael Carrick's first. There was something about that game. They were against 10 men as well. You know, Manchester United, given the run they've been on, should have gone on to win that. And we've got one of the best seats in the country in terms of the press box at St James's Park. And Michael Carrick is just down in front of us now. I think he's a nice man. I think he's a good man. He's come in and he's done a very good job. But I watched Carrick on the touchline that night, and there just wasn't the energy, there wasn't the aggression. I think a Manchester United manager has to be a little bit more demonstrative, has to have more charisma about them. Now, Michael Carrick does get them into the Champions League, and I think they will do. It's almost become a minimum requirement now. If they don't, they would have thrown it away. And there's a school of thought, if he does that, well, he deserves the chance to take them into the Champions League next year. I don't think that's the case. I think it gives them the opportunity to be in the conversation to take the job. But it's okay if Michael Carrick, if the football operation at Manchester United looks at it and says, do you know what, we got this one right. We actually got it right. We brought in a guy with a little bit of cachet as a club legend. You know, I touched on it there. He's a good man. He's a nice man. He's gently pointed a good group of players, a talented squad in the right direction. But that's a very different remit. That's a 4 or 5 month remit. That's different from a 4 or 5 year 2028 vision remit. For me, my suspicion is that Michael Carrick isn't the manager for that. And at the end of this season, they should say to him, well done, thank you. Does that mean a role elsewhere? I don't know. But my suspicion is they just need a manager with a bit more charisma, a bit more oomph about them. Thomas Tuchel would have been perfect for me. I've really grown to like Tuchel in the time exposed to him as England manager. Now, if none of that carousel, you know, that top calibre of manager are available, then yes, Carrick isn't a bad choice. I think he's a good choice. I just don't think he's the best what they should be aiming for.